my name's Jess, and this is my fiance Bob, and this is our first child, Edward, and we are currently 38 weeks and 5 days pregnant. Having a home birth was a no-brainer. We actually fell pregnant about 5 years ago with twins. And at the time, I was a uni student. Bob was starting his own business. So we had absolutely no money. And we were so keen on a home birth, we were just going to do a free birth on the bath with some tarp. So unfortunately, the twins, we miscarried and then fell pregnant again about a year ago and again miscarried. So we figured that we would just be a couple of amazing business owners with 10 dogs. And then we ended up falling pregnant with this guy. And he is staying alive, so it's great. When I was a child, I was always brought up to realize that birthing wasn't a traumatic experience. It was a very natural thing. My mum gave birth to me and my sister very easily. She always said there was no pain. It was easy. It was a couple of hours. And my father always said that my mother could have given birth in the farm with the potty calves. So for me, I was like, okay, we can just birth a child on a bed. It's totally going to be fine. After the miscarriages, we decided to actually save up some money for a home birth in case it actually happened in the future. So we saved up some money, and then when it happened, we had that money already there. So money for us wasn't an issue at all. And so to find a midwife, I actually found it a little bit difficult because every time I Googled midwife Brisbane, it would be midwives that do births in a hospital. So I looked for some recommendations, and our good friend, Amanda, actually recommended our midwife to us, Mayette, and we're very lucky to get in with her. My family were very supportive. Mum actually would be very stressed if I was giving birth in a hospital. So mum and my dad and my whole family pretty much are very much on board. Mm-hmm. Bob, your family?
My family are very supportive. They don't really understand why we're having a home birth, even though that we've tried to communicate it as clearly as possible. But I think it's just that older generation that, my mum's got a nursing background, so everything's been clinical for her. However, that she's had natural births, so non-cesarean or interventions in the hospitals, so in her mind, I guess that's safe for her. But we believe that having a home birth is safer, it's more comfortable, and it's also, we trust our own, our bodies and how we can support each other through the whole experience.
And so you were on board right from the beginning?
Oh, absolutely. I was on board. My background is in natural health, so supporting the body to do its own healing, that's what I'm all about. So home birthing just fits into that philosophy.
The care that has been provided so far by Mayette has been exceptional. At first we went every month, and then it went down to every 2 weeks, and now it's every week. And she is so attentive. So we get the Doppler every time. She does the blood pressure, make sure all the vitals are okay, bit of palpation. And she's honestly there to answer any questions whenever, 24/7. So I can just text her if I have any concerns. And it's interesting, I can compare her to a hospital appointment, because here where we are, we have to have 2 hospital appointments to have a home birth with our backup hospital. And they don't really ask you how you are. They measure, do the Doppler, and then that's it. Whereas Mayette we build a bond.
Yeah, there's strong rapport there.
Rapport, yeah.
Yeah, I could even add that it's like meeting a long lost sister. She's like part of the family already, and her experience and her practice comes from the heart rather than coming from the clinical mind. Yeah, so even though she's got all the research, the knowledge and the experience behind her, it's all coming from a heart space. And every time we see her, it's just, open arms, welcoming and loving energy.
Both times that I've been to the hospital, it has been two different people. And in fact, the second time I went to the hospital, it was a little bit traumatic. It was a interrogation session. I was by myself, and it was basically the dangers of what I'm doing, and I'm risking my child and I'm risking myself, and they ended up getting another OB in and telling me the same thing. And I end up leaving fine because I know my own body. I know I'm going to be okay. And I know the percentages. I know the risks, which is super low. And I just left there thinking, these other women are going through this and they leave here in fear. It was interesting when I was in the appointment or interrogation session, I should say, the OB, I assume she was an OB, she never introduced herself. She started telling me to book my induction. Even though I refused 5 times, she kept telling me to book my induction. I can cancel any time. And I said, no, I will not be booking my induction. I will be contacting my primary midwife, who's my primary carer, and consulting with her about it. But after all that, my heart rate was so far up. And then she wanted to do my blood pressure. So that was a little bit horrid. However, the equipment wasn't working. So it was like a blessing in disguise. Someone was looking out for me because they would have probably diagnosed me with pre-eclampsia or something.
What grounds did she say for the induction?
The grounds for the induction was because in case I actually need an induction, they may not have any room for me. So it's best to put me in case there's no room. And in my logical mind, if you need an induction, you will get an induction because it's like classed as an emergency in a hospital. So my logical mind was just ticking, thinking, what are you talking about, mate? It's fine. If I need an induction, it will happen.
The way that my perception of how the hospital treats birthing now is like a business model. There's a set date and you stick to that date. You get shipped in, you get shipped out, and everything's specific. Whereas natural birthing has its own time. The birth, the soul that comes through the mother arrives here when they're actually due, not at a specific date and time that's put into a schedule in a hospital.
Were you there when Jess came back from that?
Jess shared, her experience with me, and she was still quite triggered when she was telling me. And I felt saddened that I wasn't there to be that support there. But it took some time for Jess to calm down from that. But it just solidifies the reason why we're doing what we're doing with home birthing.
And in contrast with Mayette, she doesn't talk about induction. There's no pressure there. And if there's pressure there, it can interrupt the whole labour process. So Mayette doesn't even talk about it until we need to actually talk about it. So that's what I really love about her as well. A significant thing that I've learnt with Mayette is what exercises to do during the pregnancy. So the spinning babies exercises, even what nutrients to take, supplements. Mayette has advised me what to take through that. And also she talks about because I had a concern about breastfeeding, and she said, okay, so are you going to be baby wearing? And she talked about baby wearing, and which is something that I doubt a hospital would ever talk about. So I found that really surprising, but a good surprise.
Knowing that we have someone there that's always, just a phone call away. We don't have to go through any channels, have to wait on the phone for anyone, be on like a call waiting list or anything like that. It's just a text message away, and she answers everything that any concern that we have, and that's been really comforting. Yeah.
I think it helps us as well because she only takes on 4 people a month. So there's a lot of attention on the expecting mothers and their partners as well. And I do love it how the expecting partner is also heavily involved. They're not just swept to the side, like, be quiet, you're in the corner, hang on, we'll just talk to the mother. The partner's really involved, which is awesome.
Yeah, felt really included from the get-go and actually encouraged to participate. Yeah, I do feel prepared going into this, but I can't say that I'll be a 100% prepared because, it's an all new experience, but I feel, prepared with the knowledge and practical applications that we can use to help Jess go through this transformation of bringing this child into this world.
My hopes for this birth is that it is peaceful, tranquil, no intervention. It's a rite of passage as well. Yeah. I know it's not going to be the most comfortable sail. However, I'm really hoping that it's going to be just a beautiful experience altogether. And in a really relaxing, peaceful environment with people around me that I want there.
It's definitely going to bring us closer with the new energy and being that's coming to bless us. Hey.
Yeah.
It's going to be a strong and powerful ride, but I think it's when we come out through the other end, it's going to boost our confidence. With achieving what we've set out to do together. And also it will strengthen our trust in each other. Yeah.
Definitely. You'll have my back.
Absolutely. What I would say to other people, and especially men who have a partner that's pregnant, is to get involved in it. It's your time to be that backbone in the relationship. Usually we hear in society that a strong woman makes the backbone of the relation of a great man, but now this is a time where the roles are reversed. So get involved, man. Get into the hypnobirthing. Get into the active birthing techniques. Learn about the human female physiology and the transformations that not only what she goes through, but how the baby grows, and how it's like a symbiotic relationship between the mother and the child as she's pregnant, and how parts of her brain are affected by the hormones that are being released to help grow this baby, and how you become the logical part, how you can use that powerful part of you to support the woman throughout this whole journey. And that in turn just strengthens the relationship because she can rely on you. That's the trust. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, that's so important. Very nice.